I have done Phoenix three different times.
I want to do Phoenix.
Phoenix literally looks at me as an entire city and goes, "Go fuck yourself," and I'm like, "Excellent, okay."
Gotta go to this one pastry place, this baker that I follow on social media that I'm obsessed
What is his name?
Cedric.
Yeah, with a G.
Yes,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Okay, wait. So hold on. I'm so sorry.
I'm always like, he's a hot baker. That's how I describe it.
All the people are standing outside the window, just like watching me eat. Okay, wait. I just have to say this. I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm just like, I'm losing my mind about this. Okay, to make a long story short, I'm getting married in September, and we're getting married in Italy, and super stoked.
Oh my God.
We could not find, this literally happened 2 days ago. That's why I'm freaking out right now. We could not find an affordable flight to Italy because we're not looking to drop $5,000 on flights.
Sure.
And we were flying coach, mind you. We're not looking to fly business.
Yeah.
Coach could not find a flight. It was insane. We were able to find a cheaper flight to where, you might ask? Charles de Gaulle, Paris. And I was like, I saw it. And I said, Jess, I was like, my fiance's name is Jess. I said to Jess, like, what if we caught this cheap flight to Paris? And she's like, what would you want to do? And I was like, okay, let me just I just want to show you a couple videos.
Yeah.
She's like, of what? And I was like, I'll explain. And I showed her all Cedric videos. And she goes, how long have you been watching this guy? And I was like, it's probably like the only happy part of my day.
It's like there's never enough time in the day for all those videos.
By the way, before we keep going, I just realized we haven't introduced the tea yet. So a lot of our listeners steep at home with us.
Yeah.
So I wanted to introduce the tea that we're drinking. So,
yeah.
Yeah, you're looking at me suspicious, like, what?
No.
So the tea that we are drinking is Butter Toffee Popcorn by Bird and Blend. Initial sips? Good?
I love it. It's mild in a good way.
I love it, and I can taste it. Almost tastes like Cracker Jacks. Are you getting that?
Yeah. Is it like it's got like an earthier, like not an herby. This is like how good my descriptions of food are.
I love it.
It's like, you ever had Japanese rice tea?
Yes. So that's typically it's genmaicha, is a toasted rice tea. Yeah.
Yeah. So it like reminds me of that, but sweet.
Yeah. I mean, toasted rice tea. So by the way, genmaicha is my favorite tea type of all time. So it's funny that you say that. Yeah. So this is I guess for those sleeping at home and for you. So this is a rooibos, which might be giving you a little bit of that. Rooibos has a very particular flavor. And for those sleeping at home, this is at boiling. And honestly, I mean, I did it for 6, but you do it however much you want it. If you want slightly lighter, go for shorter. I think you might be. Are you a big rooibos drinker or no?
No, I'm not even like a big tea drinker, to be honest.
Okay, my question must caught you off guard when I was like, "What kind of tea do you want?"
I mean, look, I pretend to be a matcha girl sometimes. I think I am.
I'm a matcha girl.
Yeah, I think, and every now and then I buy tea and I feel like I'm going to be adventurous. But the truth is I want to drink tea at night. Yeah. And if I drink it really late at night, I like have to get up and pee in the middle of the night. And like, this is like the old Jewish person like behavior. And so I'm like, I don't know, I can't drink past 10 p.m. Like,
can I just tell you how kindred I feel to you? I'm not kidding. I stopped drinking any liquid after 11 p.m. because I'm just like, I don't, this could sound terrible. It's not worth getting up for me to lose my sleep, and I'm certainly not going to pee the bed, so we're stopping at 11.
That's how I feel. I value my sleep, and I really value a good night's sleep. Yeah. And if it's disturbed by something as absolutely stupid as having to get up and pee, I'm infuriated, and I'm like so mad. Yeah. So if I'm at a bar for a show or something and it's super late, I'm always like, oh no, somebody take my drink ticket because I can't drink this late.
Okay, I have to ask if you do this. I don't do this all the time. I want to be clear. I only do this sometimes. If I want a late show. So I was like on a 10 p.m. show the other day.
Sure.
And the host goes, does anyone have to go early? And I couldn't help it. I go, ugh, yeah, I do. And they were like, what's going on? I was like, I'm so sorry. I have to run like right after my set because I usually like to stay and support other comics.
Sure.
But I was like, I have to run after set because like I had this was like I'd taken another flight a couple weeks ago. So my mom fell and I was taking care of her.
Oh no.
She's doing okay, but
Great.
she refuses to listen to doctors.
Great. Love it.
Old Jewish woman, really, fight. But
she knows.
She does, or she thinks she does. I went to take care of her, and I was just so tired. And so I did the show, and I left right after my set. And as I was leaving, one of the other comics goes, "Oh, like you have another show?" And I was like, "Sure." Yeah. And then just walked right out.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
I think I've maybe done it. I feel so guilty. Like, I've definitely been like, can I go up early? But if someone put me on the spot, I would be honest. And I would be like, I just really want to get home.
Yeah. And listen, I so respect if someone does that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the nicest thing, but like, I don't know. But I don't think it's a big deal if people lie, because I don't think people really care anyway. And there's plenty of people that are like, oh, can I go up first? And then they show up late. So it's like what I'm doing is like not bad.
Just happened to me.
Did it?
You know Justin Sherman, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, we run a show together in the Improv Lab, and someone was like, "Hey, I just need to go up in the first two," and I was like, "That's really fine. Like,
yeah,
I'll get you up, no problem."
Yeah.
Lo and behold, they show up an hour late.
Absolutely.
I was like, "First two."
Yeah.
You could be in the first everyone because you're going second to last.
Right.
There's no one else left.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't understand that.
It's psychotic. It's like that. And like, I understand it's just communication. So it's like, you know what? My behavior is never going to be as bad as like half the comedians that we're surrounded by.
No, let me tell you something. Okay. And this is calling you out in a good way, not in a bad way. You showed up 7 minutes late. You texted me ahead of time to let me know you were. I was like, this woman is so considerate.
Oh, that's so nice.
I was like, because here's the thing, like, you could have shown up 7 minutes late and it wouldn't have mattered. But the fact that you texted, I was like, what a wonderful person.
Oh God. No, I mean, and I appreciate, like, I am trying to not be late. I'm trying really hard.
Is that a thing? Is that like your New Year's resolution?
No, I mean, it's been for the last 20 years.
You've been late.
I've been late.
Okay.
I'm a late person.
Sure.
And I try really hard. I'm getting better at it. But so I don't like being late because I don't like sending those texts. But I always try to give people like a proper heads up.
It was great.
Because if I'm waiting, I like to I like knowing stuff. I like knowing what's going on. I don't care. You could say you're an hour late and I'll go, okay, this sucks. But like now I know they're going to be here in an hour. And so we either reschedule or like whatever we're doing.
I don't like when someone does this. When someone goes, I think I'm going to be like 5 minutes late. Another text.
Yeah.
Oh, it's looking like 15. Another text. I can't even tell you, like, I'm in traffic. It's 45 minutes. I'm like, really?
No,
it wasn't
not.
45 minutes at the top there? You didn't know from the minute you got... I'm going to be honest. I don't think you were in the car when you texted me that you were running 5 minutes late. I don't think you were there.
I'm like, screenshot your ETA. Give me your Google Maps.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
Drop a pin, bitch.
I think that you hadn't gotten in the car, and then you got in, and then you go, oh, shit, it's going to be 45 minutes. And that's why you're so late.
Of course.
And that's why I just cut myself off from the world and I live in a woodshed.
That's
how I operate.
So funny. Yeah, no, relatable. I'm trying to be better about being late, but it is funny. I mean, I think it's fine if you're like, I got to go up early and you're there, as long as you're there.
I think every comic feels this way, but I'm so curious if you land on this too. When people say to me, this is such a fucking old person thing. People are like, hey, you're going to be in town. Can we get dinner before your show?
Yeah.
Or can we get a drink after the show? I'm like, dinner before the show is going to be a no for me.
Yeah.
A strong no for me.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like I was doing a club that had, it was a 7:30 and a 9:30.
Okay.
And I rarely drink these days anyway, except what I told you last weekend.
Yeah.
But other than that, I rarely drink. And they were like, what about a drink after show? And I was like, well, okay, so just so I'm understanding. So you're coming to the 9:30, which at the earliest we'll get out at 11, but probably we all know it's probably going to run to about 11:30.
Yeah.
And then after having done 2 shows and and kind of me sitting through, this is a mean thing to say, but like sometimes when you're at these clubs, you're getting bludgeoned with comedy.
Right.
So I've been bludgeoned for 2 hours with other people's comedy where everyone's doing the exact same set both times. And I'm just like, and that's when you want me to come get a drink with you.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that.
No, it's so fucking hard. And that's why I'm always like, you know what? Don't come to the show.
You're like, listen, just go fuck yourself.
Yeah. no, I'm always like, you know, why don't you just not? I don't know if you should come because it feels like it's gonna be a whole thing. Because I'm not one of those people who like cannot eat before they get on stage.
Oh no, I'll eat.
There's a lot of comedians that are like, I cannot eat before I get on stage. I can eat, I can nibble, I can, you know.
Are you a nibbler? I'm not a big nibbler. I eat and then I'm out.
I'm a nibbler or I'm just like a hoover. Like it depends on where we're at. But yeah, I have no problem eating. I don't want to be like full before I get on stage.
No.
But I don't mind a dinner before, but what I don't like is that I don't have any downtime to myself.
Yeah.
Like I need like 5 minutes. I need longer than that. I need like a half hour before a show to just be like, hey, you're a person. Like or whatever. I don't know. Just
no,
like,
I love that. I love that.
Like,
you're a person.
Hey, just, you know, are you still talking out of your ass like you were at dinner, or are you grounded? I don't know. I just need a minute.
I like if I'm in a city by myself where I don't really have any friends there and I'm just doing comedy there, I really like to just like go for a walk in the afternoon and really just like try and let everything just drain out of my brain.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to my set, I'm like, oh, cool. Like I can kind of, it feels liberating. I'm like, I don't have to fucking do any joke I don't want to do. I'm gonna get up there and do whatever. I remember the last time I was doing Denver, I took that walk and I literally was going to Denver and like, I really want to get my new 10 minutes on tape with a nice audience.
Yeah.
Which, you know, when you're a comic and you want to get something on tape, literally everything but the show will go well.
Absolutely.
You know, and it'll literally be like a ghost will pop up on the camera or like a pipe will burst right at you. You know, it's like always something. But anyway, I remember I let my brain just like drain out. I was like, this is so lovely. And then I got on stage and instead of doing any of my material, I just there was a guy who had like a Boris and Natasha kind of mustache and kept like making like a weird like winking face at me during the set. I made it into one joke and I spent the rest of the time just trying to understand what was happening. Yeah. And it turns out he was in a throuple and like they were all there. And I'm not one who like leans into crowd work all the time. But I am very easily captured by a crowd member. And I just talked to him for literally 12 minutes and was like, well, wasted my entire set.
Yeah. But was it fun?
Did
everyone loved it?
Oh yeah. We all had a great time.
God. I mean, I love everybody from Denver, but the last time I went, I had such high hopes and it was not my favorite trip.
Is that just like not your city?
I don't know.
Phoenix is not my city.
You know, I don't know if it's my city. And again, to reemphasize, every single Denver comic I met, I was like, you guys are the best. Yeah. You're so fun. You're so welcoming.
BK Sherrod's out here now. He was great.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many that are lovely, and I love all the Grawlix. But I also like rented a car when I was there. Well, it was like the first trip where I was like, I was like, okay, my husband should come because maybe we'll do stuff during the day. And so, because normally I'm like, don't come because it's just I feel like weird and pressured to like entertain him. And I'm going to be weird anyway. And so I was like, come out, it'll be great. He gets sick almost immediately. I rent a car. I drive over a curb, break the axle.
Are you kidding me?
On my way to a show. I still drive to the show.
Are you like a car person? Because I wouldn't know what to do in that situation.
No, okay. I'm not. When I first got my license when I was younger, I got into so many accidents.
Are you serious?
Oh, the day I got my driver's license,
no.
I ran over a mailbox.
What?
Yes. Full on. And I remember exactly, I was trying to find the CD. I was trying to put the new Eminem CD.
Not dating this at all.
I had a 95 Honda Accord. And
you are a Honda tried and true.
I'm a Honda through and through.
Yeah.
But
I drive a Honda Accord, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a 95 Honda Accord and it was like 2005 maybe.
Sure.
And I had one of those hookups where you put in the cassette tape thing.
Tape adapter.
Yeah, the tape adapter. And so I had plugged it into my Discman. God, it sounds like I'm just like speaking in like tongues.
I can't wait for like our younger listeners to be like, you did a who with a what now?
I know. And I was
Joe
putting the CD in, and I had a friend in the car too. And I didn't look for 1 second and just plowed a mailbox over. And I stopped.
Oh, God.
I'm like notorious for not slamming the brakes because I just get scared that it's going to make it worse. So
what a weird notoriety.
I know it's really not good. Like in situations where, because also my mom like drilled into my brain like black ice. Like
me fucking too. That is the craziest. Of everything that I was told to fear as a child, black ice was the number one fight. It was like black ice, then like getting abducted.
I know. I was like, so I'm always like, what if there's black ice, and then my car's gonna spin out? So
even in the summertime, you're just like, fuck it.
Yeah. So like, I just went right through this mailbox. Like,
oh my God.
My instinct was not to put on the brakes once we hit. So when I say I plowed it, it was like we kept going, and we were in this ditch, and the car was drivable. But I did remember that if like fucking with a mailbox is like a federal offense. So I didn't know what to do. So I went up to this guy's house, and he had newspaper covering the windows.
Nope,
and it was like so creepy.
Nope.
And I knocked, and this old like crazy looking man answers. And I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I ran over your mailbox. Do you want me to call the police? And he goes, don't call the police. And I was like, well, do you want me to pay you? And he was like, just don't call the police. And I was like,
what?
Okay, bye. Like,
And you're like what, 16, 17?
Yeah, no, I was like 16, and I think like I just was so lucky to hit the meth dealer's house. Like I really like picked the right one. But I've gotten in so many different.
Fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I hit this curb in Denver, and I just kept
and your
going.
axle broke.
The axle broke. I
How
knew
do you
something
drive a
was
car
wrong.
in that? Isn't that a big part of the car?
Slowly.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it really doesn't feel right.
You're like, I got to get to the Comedy Fort.
Yeah,
you know?
no, it was really. I put blinders on, like it's not good always, and sometimes it's helpful, but like if I'm panicking or if something crazy is happening, I'll get blinders on, and I'll just like go. Like I'm like immediately like, let's get out of here. Like my fight or flight kicks in. And I'm like, we just got to like keep moving, pretend like nothing's happening, keep it moving. Like I'm big on pretend nothing's happening. And so I like,
what a strategy.
I know, it's so bad. So I pull up to, I think it was like Denver Underground or something like that.
Comedy Underground.
It
was in a church basement.
Yeah. So I pull up, and Ben is outside.
Ben Bryant.
And he was like, what the fuck? And I was like, it's not even a big deal. I hit a curb. It's totally fine. And he was like, okay. And I was like, can I do my set? He was so stupid. And so now Denver and we don't get along. And then I went home, my husband was sick, and it's like, then there's that.
So Denver just didn't really work for you.
It didn't work for me in that moment. But I feel like if I went for like High Plains or something fun,
sure,
then I would be good.
So Denver, I've never had the issue with. I cannot, and I don't know what I don't know what I'm doing. It's clearly me. I know it's me.
Yeah.
I cannot get Phoenix on board with me. I don't know what it is.
So funny.
I have done Phoenix three different times.
I want to do Phoenix.
Phoenix literally looks at me as an entire city and goes, "Go fuck yourself." And I'm like, "Excellent." Okay.
It's usually a weird place that decides they don't fuck with me.
It's always a weird place that I do well in, and then it's a normal place where I don't. So like again, Phoenix, normal place, ate shit.
Yeah.
Grand Rapids, Michigan, did great.
Oh, interesting.
And let me tell you, maybe you can, according to, I think I just had this conversation with Nick Scarassi. I don't remember who I was talking to, but like, yeah, apparently you get a direct flight there now, but that wasn't the case when I went to Grand Rapids. The fucking like do a whole thing just to get to Grand Rapids, you know? And I was like, okay, but then did really well.
Yeah.
Wait, so I have to ask, not to pull us away from
comedy,
but I have to ask, okay, so I know you're an incredible baker and you're an incredible comedian.
Yeah.
Are you, and tell me this is non-kosher to ask. Are
No,
you
you're
paying
fine.
the bills with those two, or are you doing something else as well?
No, I have a day job. I mean, I'm actually unemployed right now, but
They're lost. I never liked that company. I'm not gonna.
No, I started working in recruiting for a staffing agency around the same time that I started comedy.
No way.
In like 2011. Yeah, and like it was like literally a day job. It was like something where I was like I mean it was literally like fresh out of college, and then my dad died, and then I was like, I gotta like have some stability. So I got this job at this staffing agency. I mean, I got fired. I was fired from like every job where I've had to be in office, but I was fired from that job because I called my boss a snake, because he was. And I was like, I called him a snake and a nightmare of a person.
It doesn't. I'm not saying you deserve to be fired, but it does not surprise me that that's how that panned out.
It doesn't surprise me either. But I didn't understand the rules, but I stuck with. I mean, I essentially like whenever I needed money. I've been like freelancing on and off for years
in recruiting. That's a very good talent to have.
I wish I would rather kill myself than do it again, but I will. And the only reason why I will is because like I love giving people a look behind the curtain when I'm not supposed to. Like if I'm freelancing, I didn't sign an NDA with the company. There's general courtesies. I shouldn't be like saying this on a podcast, but like I'm like a chatty person, so I love talking to people who have day jobs, and I'm like, please utilize me. I will give you the exact verbiage to speak to this like person to understand, one, if you can get the salary you want, two, how to demand it, and like so like I love being able to help in that sense.
Yeah.
Everything is personality fit. You have to like, if I talk to the manager and I get a sense for who they are as a person, I could bring in someone with like half of a skill set and they would be like, I don't know what it is about them. I just really like them.
Yeah.
I just really like them.
You completely read them like a short novel.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
I'm
why.
like, yeah, it's so weird. I thought you would love them.
Yeah.
It's like the manager that, I call him a nightmare of a human being and a snake. And guess what? He was.
I
was
called
right.
after. You're like, can I get a reference?
Yeah. No, but the thing is like when I got fired, people like rallied. They were like, she's right, even though obviously executed poorly. And then he got fired and caused a lawsuit at the company. So like, I was like, my instincts are good. I just really have not a good filter.
My delivery is not always excellent.
No, my delivery is really bad. I should be kept behind closed doors. Like, don't put me with a client.
Not client facing.
No, I shouldn't be client facing unless the client is like an agency. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But don't put me with like a proper client.
Interesting.
Put me with someone who like secretly wants to talk shit.
I feel bad, but we should move to the first segment.
Oh yeah, sorry.
What are you sorry about?
I mean, I don't know, because I just talk too much.
I had you on here
for
that very reason.
I don't know. I don't want to drag it on forever.
You're not. I love it. All right, so the first segment is called the Newly Friend Game. It's like the Newlywed Game, but we're friends.
Okay.
The way that this works is I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to write down your answer. Don't say it out loud.
Okay.
And then I'm going to write down what I think your answer is, and we're going to see if we both got the same one. Now, because we both have a love for pastries, I was going to go in a different direction, but we're going to go in the pastry realm. And I'm going to ask. We're going to get into. I'm going to call it like a hot take zone. Okay. That's what we're going to be into. What is, in your opinion, the most overrated pastry? 1, 2, 3, flip. Chocolate croissant. I said cannoli.
I love cannolis.
Okay. All right.
I love a cannoli.
I'll tell you why I think a cannoli is an overrated thing. Most cannolis are awful. A good cannoli is great, but most cannolis are not good. So I tend to think I don't order it on a menu. Talk to me about the chocolate croissant. I'm hit or miss on it. Talk to me about it.
I like when things like mesh easier, and chocolate croissants, they're just sticks of chocolate.
Why do they do that?
Stuck in the croissant. I mean, I don't know. And they don't melt. That's the thing. It's not like you eat it and they're melty. Sometimes if they're warm, maybe. But I've never had a chocolate croissant and been like, wow, that's exactly what I wanted. I love a filled croissant.
Yeah, you can't get those everywhere.
Yeah, you can't get those everywhere. But like, and so I love that, like some sort of like cream, jelly, chocolate, whatever. But a classic chocolate croissant, I'm just like, I take out the chocolate. I don't care. Like it's not. It doesn't mesh well.
As someone who makes a lot of pastries, I would ask you: is there a way to get the chocolate to melt?
No, you can't have it melt because of the way the dough bakes lamination wise. So it's like you have to laminate. You have to basically seal in several layers of butter in order to get the flaky layers that you do in a croissant. And if you have something melting, then it can mess up the lamination, which means that all of the butter is going to drain out of the croissant and you just get left with like a pool of butter around the pastry.
Why did I not just call you with that question? Because I've been wondering that for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do me, and we're going to do the opposite for me.
Okay.
What is my favorite pastry? And I'm going to write down two things because I think the first one is so niche. I think you might have it because you know how to make pastries, but I don't think a lot of other people would have it. 1, 2, 3, flip. Scone. Oh my God. You wrote Queen Amman as number 3. Queen Amman is my number 1. I love anything that is Queen Amman. I love
all Queen Amman. Queen Amman is my favorite pastry.
So it's my favorite also. I cannot believe.
And then you wrote lemon bar. I wrote scone in Danish because I kept it pretty, and then I misspelled Queen Amman.
I think I misspelled Queen Amman. I don't really quite know how to do it.
Well, it's not our job to know how.
I also wrote down the other two I wrote down, which I'm going to be honest, love them. I wrote them because I didn't think you'd get Queen Amman. Were lemon bar and millionaire shortbread.
Okay.
You don't like those?
No, I love them. I love them both, but I like a scone. I don't care about a Danish, but the Queen Amman is the queen. You know whose pastries suck?
Run them under the bus.
Yeah, tartine. I'm so sick of people saying tartine is good. It's not. It's not good.
Here's what blows my mind about tartine. I've had multiple people go, oh, let's grab brunch. Do you want to go to tartine? I was like, have you had their real food? Like, there's really nothing there.
Yeah.
It's why would we do that?
Yeah.
And the lines don't justify what you get.
No, it's bad.
Yeah.
Also, it's like you live in Venice, go to Justa. Like, why are we?
You want to talk about bad lines, dear God.
Oh, I mean, if you're gonna wait in line.
If you're gonna wait in line, go to Justa. If you don't want to wait in line,
I don't want to wait in any line.
Every year that I get older is 10 to 15 minute segment less than I'm willing to stand in line for anything.
Oh, I don't want to. I will not wait in a line.
Yeah. Here's the thing. There are things that justify lines.
Sure.
9 times out of 10, the line that you're in the end result does not justify the means. So I'm always just like, yeah, I don't want to risk it. I'd rather not get in line. And that makes me sound old. I understand.
No. Same. I mean, like my husband and I went to Japan this past year.
I'm so jealous of you. Go ahead.
It was so great. We want to go back. We loved it.
A third wheel. I'm great.
But obviously, I spent a lot of time on TikTok researching food.
Sure.
And there were all these places where it was like, you have to wait in this line for 2 hours, but it's the best udon you've ever had, blah, 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 blah. And like we got there and we just decided that we are not going to go anywhere that you have to wait 2 hours. Like we're not going to go anywhere where there was a crazy line. So we didn't stand in many lines and we had great food.
I feel like that's the kind of place where you can go to a place that no one has heard of.
Yeah. I mean, and it's also just like the quality of the food compared to America is so good that like we might as well just like be eating rocks. So it's like everything tastes better than eating rocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you go there and you go to a convenience store and like everybody talks about the 7-Elevens, but like legitimately the food at 7-Eleven is so good. The sushi at 7-Eleven is good. The convenience store sushi is fucking good.
Convenience store sushi in Japan.
It's good. It's good. I mean, we didn't even go to fancy sushi restaurants because, like, we got overwhelmed with choices. And I was like, I would rather just like get sushi from small places.
Like a 7-Eleven.
Yeah. And like the quality of the fish was still so much higher than anywhere. I mean, you have to go to a really expensive sushi restaurant in Los Angeles to get the quality that you get at like 7-Eleven. It's so psychotic.
Everyone who's listening, I just really want to be clear. Don't get 7-Eleven sushi in the U.S.
No, not in the U.S.
I know you're
Japan.
talking about Japan.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure if someone isn't casually listening in their car and they go, oh, I remember that Lindsay said that I should get this in the U.S. Don't do that.
No. Although, you know what? I did come back. I did come back and I decided I like shitty American rolls. Like I love
like a California roll.
Yeah, like I either like sashimi.
Sure.
And I like it really good. But like, fuck, put some fried shit on my roll, and I'm in. And I know they don't do that there, but like, I was like, you know what? Sometimes America fucks shit up in a good way.
Absolutely.
I'm like, this is fun. Fry the whole roll. I don't give a shit.
I'm going to ask you this, and I want you to know that like your answer is going to change how I feel about you.
Okay.
Where do you sit on cream cheese in a sushi roll?
I don't really care. I don't have a strong opinion.
Okay, that's
why.
Fine, as long as you didn't say you love it.
I don't.
I will not order it. I don't care if they're like, this is the greatest fish I'll ever eat, and next to it, cream cheese. I will not go near it. I don't think it belongs in sushi. I hate it.
I don't think. It's one of those things where I grew up and I would eat it, and I was like, okay, but cream cheese. Sushi is supposed to have strong, sharp flavors, or you're supposed to like, the whole idea of Japanese food is that you're supposed to be able to like differentiate and taste and honor each ingredient. And cream cheese just does the opposite of that. It just like covers everything in cream cheese flavor.
Oh, you wanted this? Have it with cream cheese now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it doesn't make any sense anyway. But cream cheese and salmon are good. So I don't know.
They are good. And like, here's the thing. I love like a good, it's funny. I'm like drinking out of a Russ and Daughters mug.
Yeah.
Like, I love a bagel with lox.
Sure.
Like, give me the works. I'm in. I'm into it. But for some reason, you put that with sushi and I'm like, get fucked.
No, totally. I mean, I think that, no. I agree. I think the older I've gotten too, though, it's funny. Like my food taste, I know what I like to a certain degree.
What
I know
don't you like?
I know what I like and I know what I don't like. I mean, I don't like a California roll. I don't like most sandwiches places because most of the time the bread is too much of a chance. If you could hear me in Japan.
No. Oh my God. What happened?
No, it was so bad. I had to do it just because I was like, you want to, so just do it. First of all, in Japan, the thing that I had to get used to, we were getting up really early because of the timing.
Yeah.
And coffee shops don't open until like 10 or 11.
No.
Because people are not getting coffee on the go. They're going to work and then their first break or whatever is at like 11 or around lunchtime. So everything, you don't eat walking around in Japan. At every like fast food place, there's a standing or sitting area where you are supposed to eat your meal and then leave. And so people are not getting coffee to go, but Starbucks exists. And so Starbucks is open early. And so I would go to Starbucks in Japan and I was like, do you guys have sugar-free vanilla? And my husband was like, I'm so embarrassed.
Wait a minute. I have to know.
No, they don't. They obviously don't. Well,
that's not an obvious.
Oh, no. I mean, they don't. And not only that, but it's like they're speaking English and that's nice of them. But like, they're not like, I'll say like in Japan, for the most part, everybody speaks basic English.
Sure.
Some people don't. But it's not a place where you go and ask a bunch of Jewy questions like I do at restaurants.
We went, we were in Italy last year, and we went to a restaurant, and I used Google Translate. It said something along the lines of, and I'm not kidding, I think it said like tree nymph. And I was like, tree nymph? I'm going to order this.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'm scared I'm going to get little people.
Yeah.
With wings. It was mushrooms.
Oh, interesting. And you didn't ask.
I tried. We were in a place where there was, not a lick of English on that menu.
Sure.
And the server was like I would I would point to things and they would speak to me, bless their hearts, in Italian,
Right.
which I respected because I'm like, you think I know. But they would be like, bop, 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 and I'd be like, and I just point to something.
Those were my favorite interactions because we both were like, hey, you know what? Neither of us are going to waste time trying to make words happen. So let's just point at stuff.
I'm going to have so much trouble in Japan.
No, I mean, like, weirdly, they just speak Japanese at you. Like, they're not out here, like if they don't speak English, they'll just talk to you in Japanese, knowing that you don't understand it. Like, you just start to, like, understand. You're like, okay, I feel like I get the gist of what you're communicating, and that is enough. And if I don't, then that's honestly on me.
You know what? I didn't need that water.
Yeah, I didn't need it. It's not a big deal. We were at like a flea market trying to haggle with this like man over pottery and, you handing my phone to him back and forth with Google Translate. And he was just like, what?
He's like, dude, it's like $10. Just like.
Yeah, he's like, just fucking give me whatever. And I was like, I
would love if you just like turned to someone after you left and I was like, yeah, I understand English. I just didn't want to deal with it.
I know. We ran into this one woman from Hawaii in this coffee shop. She's actually like my favorite. I want to find her. She was this like solo traveler woman from Hawaii in a coffee shop in Kyoto who was sitting next to my husband and I, overheard us talking, inserted herself in the conversation.
Sounds right.
We had the best conversation. She talked about how her son doesn't appreciate her. I almost made a TikTok video and I was like, can someone find Pat's son and tell him that his mom is the best?
You should have 100% made that video.
I know. I really wanted to. Where I was like, we met your mom and she made us feel at home. She's the best. But she was like, she was Japanese, like 3rd generation or something. And she was like, I don't speak Japanese. And I was like, is that bad? And she's like, I should, but I know.
Oh my God.
And she's like, they don't know.
I hate to do this. I'm having so much fun. Are you ready for the final segment?
I'm ready.
Okay. The final segment is called the lightning round.
Okay.
It's the same 5 questions we end every episode with. They're fast questions. They do not at all have to be fast answers.
Okay.
I use the next card because it makes me feel like a late night talk show.
Great.
Got it right here. I feel like there are so many, straight white males with the letter J who host late night shows. Why not me?
Oh my God. Yes. Hey, there you go.
I'm ready. What is a favorite ritual of yours? So, for example, I love brewing tea.
Oh, fuck. There are rituals I try to implement.
Oh, that still counts. Talk to me about those.
I try to do a gratitude list in the morning.
I should do that.
Yeah, I sometimes I slack off. I try to meditate every day.
Yep, I try that once a year.
I try to not look at Instagram before I make my gratitude list.
Smart.
And I usually work out every day, but I go out to my balcony every day.
Oh, that's so
nice. In the morning, yeah. My husband goes out there and he journals, and then I go out and I wave.
I'll take it.
Yeah, man.
What is a running bit you have with a friend or partner that makes you laugh?
Oh my God. So I'm only thinking of this because it was just her birthday, but one of my best friends from high school, Sophia, she lives out here.
Okay.
And we were like 2 like odd couple friends. Like she was a goth. I was like in full pink constantly in high school and like, glitter. And she dated this guy in high school named Ryan. And we can't find a trace of him on the internet. We like for years have been like looking. And so we always joke about starting a podcast. This is going to be funny to nobody, but like we've done the free trials of like the tracking people down. Like, like you find like you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We've like done the free trials of that. We've like we found his sister on LinkedIn. And so we like always joke about starting a podcast called Finding Ryan. And so every single time something comes up where it's like, this could be a link to Ryan or somebody that looks like Ryan, we're always like, is this like, we'll take a picture or send it and be like, is this Ryan? Hashtag finding Ryan. It's the stupidest thing in the world, but it makes me laugh all the time.
Yeah, but that's all. Yeah.
It's just so funny. I love when people don't have a digital footprint, and it just drives. It's like, for people, she's a performance artist and I'm a comedian. So like, we are just like the most public people.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just like, how? Where's your personality?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure every address I've ever lived at is on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm fine with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Just kidding. Please don't. Question 3.
Yeah.
What is a very controversial opinion that you have?
I have a bit about poly people. This is going to get people riled up. The people who brag about it bother me because they're usually ugly. And I'm not supposed to say stuff like that. And I get it. And I don't think all poly people are gross, but I do think that their representatives are. The representatives of their community that are the mouthpieces. Like, it's not a good look. And it annoys me. And that is maybe the most hateful opinion I have. And it bothers me that I have that opinion because I know that it's wrong. I also think ice water is not good.
So right before you got here, Jude, our producer, was talking some shit, wondering why I drink room temperature water.
No way! I drink hot water.
I drink warm water like after a meal, but during my day-to-day, just like during the day, I just drink room temp water.
Oh, during the day-to-day, I drink almost hot water in my water bottle, like at any moment. I have like a filtered water bottle, so I let the tap run hot. And then I fill up the water bottle, and by the time I drink it, it's like warmer than the tea is now, and that's how I prefer to drink water.
That's another great one.
It's psychotic.
No, I kind of love it.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
When I make hot water, I have a thing where you can set the actual temperature, and I set it to 147, and I have my cup of 147 water. It's great.
Yeah. I fully support that. Ice water, I also have bad teeth. Like, I don't have bad teeth.
Lovely from here.
But I have sensitive teeth. I also clench my teeth, so they're basically falling out of my head. They're fracturing, and as we speak. Are
you into a night guard at night yet?
Oh yeah, I've been wearing a night guard for years, and my dentist told me that it looks like someone took a truck and drove over my night guard the way that I have abused it. She was like, there's no way. And I'm like, no, I swear to. She's like, it genuinely looks like someone drove a steamroller over it.
Can they make you a new one?
Yeah, they're gonna make me a new one. But like, she's like, these are not supposed to look like this. And I just.
This is the old person hour that we're in now.
It is. I'm an anxious person. I talk in my sleep. Like, I'm not. Do you
have conversations, or you just say things?
No, I have conversations. I don't know. This is like a whole other thing, but like. I have an app on my phone that records me when I sleep.
Oh my God. If you are going to play us right now, a conversation in your sleep, I will die.
I could. I have Just
give us a piece of a good one.
You can save them, and I have like hundreds.
Oh my God. Please give us one.
I'll give you the creepiest one that I had when I was really into watching Vampire Diaries. That's what I'm gonna say.
I haven't seen it.
I don't know. You don't have to see it, but you just have to know that like the headspace that I was in.
Okay.
So let's see if you can hear it.
But I am feeling them going to exterminate them, one by one. I guess I'm bringing new meaning to the word hot and spicy.
I just God. like most of the time I'm on.
That is the greatest.
I have clips of me. I play them at shows sometimes. I have clips of me hosting stand-up, like hosting shows in my sleep, which is so embarrassing. I don't know what my problem is. I go through a couple. I'm putting together an album. I recorded an album, and I'm putting it together with a special thing. And in between each track, I'm going to put my sleep talk tracks, because I have one for like most of the things I talk about, like some like related in some way. I'm always yelling at my husband. I'm always like, Nick, like
Jesus.
it's really, there have been like times where he's had to be like, just stop, you're asleep. And I'm like, okay.
Oh my God. All right. Question 4.
Sorry.
No, you're great. I love it. That's why I had you on. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome? And if so, is there one particular moment that sticks out to you? Maybe when you were sleeping.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've definitely experienced imposter syndrome. I think my perception is skewed because like every time I felt it, I felt like it was justified. Like, I felt it at my day job for sure. Like if I'm recruiting, like if I walk in and like, people are look to me for answers of some sort. I'm like, what? Why are you talking to me? Like, that's crazy. Or, you know, like giving me some sort of respect. Like it always like makes me laugh if I like talk to someone and they're like, your career, you've done so much, like talking about recruiting. They're like, you know, I've heard really great things about you. And I'm like, this is hilarious. Like, who are they talking about? But I think all the other times I'm always like, no, it's justified. I'm a fucking piece of shit.
Jesus.
I know. But no, I've definitely felt it. I can't think of a time that like where it's stuck out. But anytime someone is like that I don't know is trying to be nice to me, is like, you're funny, I'm always like, okay, relax, buddy. Like
yeah, I'm married.
I'm like, okay, relax. You obviously didn't watch my set, so but no, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing is like you do deserve that. The imposter syndrome thing is funny. It's like I mean, nobody technically deserves anything.
I mean, here's the problem. We have one more question, but that is such a good thing to end this podcast on. I'm going to ask the final question, but God damn, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Final question for you. What is your favorite tea? And if you don't have a favorite tea, what is your favorite comfort?
I love chai.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love brewed chai. I don't like this over-sweetened stuff. I like to make it sweet myself.
Well, next time I will have you chai. I didn't know that.
No. You gave an option for chai.
Oh, yes, I did.
You gave a chai option, and I chose this, and this was a better choice.
We went for Butter Toffee Popcorn.
Yeah.
That's a pod. How do you feel?
I feel great.
This was so fun. Please come again.
Yes, please.
And
this
next
was
time,
so fun.
If you bring a pastry, I won't hate it.
I mean, maybe I will.
Yes.
We'll see.
That was Lindsay Adams. You can find her on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Lindsay Adams is Popular. This episode was produced by Dylan Rosenthal. It was edited by Martin Alvarez. Our theme song and additional music are by Oliver Hymack. Our cover art was done by Neil Fraser with photography by Matt Mazisco. Social media by Dia Villegas. Please write a review and rate our podcast on Apple Podcasts and wherever else you can. You can send any questions, comments, newly friend game suggestions, or tea suggestions to steepcombos@gmail.com or tweet us at steepconvos. I'm Josh Lanzette, and you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Josh Lanzette. We'll be back next week, so until then, happy steeping.
Every single time I have had any sort of like male manager of some sort, I get in trouble. I can't listen to them. I just can't. I can't take them seriously. I can't listen to them. I just like, I want to see them suffer. And I don't know what it is.